along with other federal research agencies, are very committed to making sure that transparency is of the utmost importance to both our colleagues, you, and within the federal government. And a large part of what we're trying to make sure of is that we're able to make funding decisions that are fair and equitable. And when disclosures are not made, and most of them, honest mistakes, they're not made, the absence of the disclosure does prevent us from providing additional funding decisions that are equitable and fair. Why? Because we don't have all of the other support. We don't know all of the foreign components. We don't know all of the significant financial interests. And we need to know what resources are being made uniquely available to specific researchers. So we really want to make sure that we have all of the information within the other support, substantial contributions or the lack thereof, right? We want to make sure that the proprietary information is appropriately disclosed so that we can protect the research enterprise and those patents that are made available. And a large part of it, what we're seeing is the failure of some of our peer reviewers to keep information in the grant applications confidential. We've seen a huge uptick in sharing confidential information, and that has really tainted the integrity of our peer review process, as well as our inability to make fair and equitable funding decisions. So NIH has always stated that all financial resources, research endeavors must be made known to us. What we had understood is that on both sides of the fence, the federal research agencies as well as our institutions understood that that meant all financial support, whether monetary or non-monetary, and like I said, those unique resources that are available to PDBIs that are not necessarily information that you would have shared in another support setting. I'm going to take away the sting now. In the past, we've not had our other support forms set up in a manner that would allow our research institutions to disclose that kind of information, because the application instructions were not clear, nor did it match quite nicely with the NIH grants policy statement. So as a result, we've taken a very hard look at the information that we're requesting, how we're requesting it, where we're requesting it, and we've tried to be very clear and align ourselves with our colleagues across the federal platform, as well as specifically NSF. Jean Feldman and I have spent hours along with our staff and my staff to, and Kristen shaking her head like that, to go through our other support, BioSketch, application instructions, NIH grants policy statement, along with all of the activities that we're participating in with the JCOR, which is the Office of Science and Technology Policy Joint Committee on Research Environments and the Subcommittee on Research and Securities. NIH serves in a large lead capacity within this space. And what we're trying to do is really prevent and protect America's researchers from undue foreign influence. And when we are able to align our other support with all of the policies and with all of the application instructions, we'll be able to help you help us. So a large part of this is us taking responsibility to give you what you need so that you can disclose properly. And that's really important to us. NIH will be working really closely and continue to work really closely with NSF and some of our other research federal colleagues. And what we'll do is make sure that the NIH grants policy statement serving as your standard term and condition of the award is very clear. It will align with the JCOR report. If you've seen the JCOR report, you're going to see what NIH and others will be asking for. But how that looks will be broken down very, very clearly within the application instructions. Right now, we have the other support and we have the format page, and so you have instructions in the format page. Removing all that, putting that into your instructions into a single location for other support, devoted specifically to other support. Making sure that it's clear what we're expecting, making sure that lab space and that kind of thing that is not necessarily other support where you count research effort, that will be collected in a different area of the application process. We're going to be removing the research effort in the biographical sketch form and putting all of that in the other support, right? Because we don't, like, why would you need to put other support in the, or research support in the bio sketch, as well as other support forms, as well as in other spaces? So we've really taken a hard look at it. It's going to be really different, but I think it'll be clear, and the clarity will help you. But what I want to make sure is that folks really understand that we understand that there are honest mistakes. And NIH is not in the business of, being punitive in our actions when we require compliance. So when you receive letters from Dr. Lauer and others and asking for additional information, we certainly truly just want to obtain that additional information. We're hoping with the changes that we're making that will be easier for you all to digest. Because right now, like I said, there's a disconnect, and we acknowledge and own that. But when we connect it, we want feedback from you guys as well. So as soon as we are clearing our forms, making sure that we have everything aligned, I think it will be good for us to come back and do FAQs and a webinar just to talk to you guys about the changes and how you're feeling about them, if there are additional things that you think we need to consider in our next iteration. So I just want to put that out there, because this is really us working together with you to make sure we give you the proper tools you need to report and disclose information.